Muchas gracias. Buenas tardes para todos. En primer lugar, quiero saludar
and all. I wish to extend warm greetings from Uruguay to all the delegations meeting in Rome and accompanying the United Nations Pre-Ministerial Summit on Food Systems from wherever they are in the world. Uruguay has actively participated throughout the preparatory process and through the global dialogues and the national dialogues convened by the Vice President of our Republic. As a sign of Uruguay's continued commitment, we are now in a situation where we are preparing a roadmap at national level that bases itself upon national sustainable development goals and action plans and strategies that the country already has. And these will incorporate the results of the national dialogue in order to accelerate the transformation of food systems to ensure that they are more sustainable, more healthy, and more inclusive. Given the characteristics of the system of production we have in Uruguay, food systems play an essential role in our country's development. The agricultural sector represents 6% of the GDP of Uruguay, and the agro-industrial sector represents 80% of total exports. Uruguay has a calling to provide food for the rest of the world. It is important to recognize the role that food systems play in international trade. The advantages of international trade are known to one and all. Access to inputs, machinery, and services that allow us to produce affordable and healthy food, ensuring access to food during crises or during pandemics are some of the examples of the links that exist between trade and food systems. In order to achieve truly sustainable food systems, Uruguay continues to advocate for the elimination of trade barriers to imports of an agricultural nature and the reduction of trade distorting subsidies. And this target is indeed acknowledged in Sustainable Development Goal 2. We are aware that many of the current global trends bring with them significant challenges for our communities and societies. Agricultural demand has undergone structural changes due to population growth, also due to urbanization, and also rising income per capita. All of this has combined to lead to changes in consumption patterns and production systems. This has meant that the natural resources that agriculture depends upon are under increasing stress. The idea of producing more while having a lesser impact on natural resources is key for the future. This objective can be achieved with greater investment in agriculture and higher innovations, greater innovations in technology that enable more food production worldwide to be produced to sustainable standards. Another issue that is particularly relevant in this global trend of rising per capita income is the impact on the health of the population through the growing epidemic of obesity as well as non-communicable diseases. And these are linked to the consumption of ultra-processed products, among other risk factors. We are very much aware of the challenges that are brought about by the increased consumption of foods with excess sugars, fats, and sodium, which have contributed to certain forms of malnutrition. It is therefore of utmost importance that measures are taken to transform food systems, and this should have a strong impact on our societies. The challenge of climate change in Uruguay is currently being addressed as a cross-cutting issue. The sustainable intensification of agriculture is one of the key pillars which the actions of our country are based upon. The strategy that Uruguay promotes includes, among other things, rural development with economic, environmental, and social sustainability, also adaptation and mitigation in terms of climate change. Furthermore, Uruguay, as a contributor to global food security by increasing food supply and as a signatory to the Paris Agreement, we thus place a focus on a sector of agriculture which is low in terms of its carbon footprint and which seeks to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. With this in mind, we have joined the Agricultural Innovation Mission for Climate initiative promoted by the United States and the United Arab Emirates, which has the aim of helping to promote greater global investment in agricultural innovation and research and development from now until 2025. In Uruguay, meat production is key for national development. And we are very much characterized by a strong predominance of natural pastures, open grazing, no stalling of livestock, and no use of antibiotics or steroids. All of this in total harmony with the environment. Cattle and sheep herds do indeed have satisfactory animal welfare in an environmentally friendly framework, safeguarding the biodiversity of fauna and flora. For this reason, we reject the generalizations of the last year that have been seen on UN Twitter accounts when it comes to the meat industry and the impact that it has on the environment. Finally, I would like to encourage us to continue working so as to ensure that the partnerships and engagement and commitment that comes out of this process meets global needs. But in addition to that, it should also fit in line with the realities of all countries in order to achieve real transformation of food systems. Thank you.